Home is behind, the world ahead, and there are many paths to tread, through shadow to the edge of night, until the stars are all alight. Mist and shadow, cloud and shade, all shall fade, all shall fade.
Oh, Marmalade.
Christmas Day 2002. My aunt gave to me the Two Towers video game. But the little 14-year-old gamer snob that I was back then thought, ugh, everyone knows the only movie game worth my time is GoldenEye. Ugh, this is going to suck. But boy, was my ungrateful little ass wrong. The combat was super fun and satisfying, and having the choice to play through as Aragorn, Legolas or Gimli, each with their own playstyle and recording lines of dialogue from their original actors, the inclusion of footage from the film during cutscenes that blended really well with the gameplay, and that incredible grand orchestral soundtrack that made you feel as though you were right there in Middle-earth, fighting off the evil forces of Mordor. This is one of the few excellent examples of a movie licensed game done correctly. There was just one thing that bugged me about it. It covers both Fellowship of the Ring and the Two Towers, with the events of the first film being played out as a series of flashbacks. So what's the story here? Well, someone snapped up the rights to Fellowship of the Ring before EA could. Vivendi Universal Games were given the rights to the video game adaptation of Tolkien's literary works, whilst EA had the film adaptation rights. Not wanting to confuse the dear old Mars and Pars that would buy the Lord of the Rings games for all the Timmies and Tillies of the world, EA opted to slap the Two Towers on their title. So, Vivendi appointed Surreal Software as their developer. It's very surreal, I never heard of these people. And here it is, the one Lord of the Rings game to rule them all. But with a much smaller budget than the movie game and nowhere near as the same amount of exposure, and it came out a month before the Two Towers game, but it's still the one true Lord of the Rings game.
Welcome back, Gandalf. Will we have fireworks, elvish lessons, tales of ancient Numenor?
Today, we must talk about a shadow of the past. The ring you inherited may be very dangerous.
Uncle Bilbo's magic ring?
Frodo? You in there, buddy? I know by the end of your adventure you look like shit, but what went down in the Shire to turn you into a Botox soulless vessel?
Give me the ring.
No!
Does Frodo actually think that Gandalf is a dog just wiping his arse on the living room rug? Well, if so, he's done a proper good job. Hey, you! No! You! Stop! No! That was a gift from Treebeard. Look how cross you've made him. Bad Gandalf. So Frodo has to get his affairs in order before setting off on the first leg of his adventure. And we get a poke around Bag End for a bit. I have to give credit where credit's due. The developers did a top-notch job on the aesthetics for Bilbo's home. The music, however, not so much. They can't hold a clean note for Toffee. It sounds like something from a 1950s public service announcement. These well-decorated bellows in the sanctuary of the Shire will keep the short-statued occupants warm and safe come winter.
Good morning to you, Mr. Frodo.
Good morning, Sam. All ready to set out for Buckland?
Already? Or will be as soon as I tend to Bag End.
Lobelia Sackville Baggins is buying the place. You don't need to weed Bag End ever again.
I'd like to weed them Sackville Bagginses out of Bag End, if you get my meaning. I've got to weed that garden one last time, Frodo. Say my goodbyes to it.
Yeah, say goodbye to the churned up halfling remains you used to fertilise the flower beds, more like. And with a face like that, you know he took pleasure from it. I think Frodo may have been a witness. How else are you going to explain that haunting vacant stare? Finally, the Shire is ours to explore. Converse with the neighbouring hobbits, soak in the sights and enjoy the many things to do in this glorious paradise that I love so dearly. I mean, fetch quests. Many, many fetch quests. And getting high. Oh yeah, the NPCs are some of the most bitter and standoff assholes I've ever encountered in a video game.
It's about time you found your hobbit sense again. You know, some say you're as mad as your uncle.
Hello, Ted. I wanted to say goodbye before I...
Can't you see I'm busy?
Actually, no. You seem to be just standing about.
All done with your mushroom thieving? Or would you prefer to take it up with the lads?
Now, if you don't get out of my sight in the next 5 seconds, my boys here, they're gonna come, they're gonna chase you down, break your fucking kneecaps, put you in the fucking ground! Now piss off, you slag! Night falls, and the Black Riders roll into town looking for Frodo. Stick to the shadows, Master Frodo. You must become one with the darkness, if you are ever to fulfill your... How was I supposed to know where he was coming from? This is unmercifully difficult. I can't see a damn thing and his movements are just so random. I keep running into him and he's all like,
"Surprise, motherfucker!"
And when you're caught, you've got to start from your last save point, which is just... makes me so happy I've just got to do all these fetch quests again. Once you sneak past a rider, you run into this chap who's about to have a very bad day.
A wolf! I'm done for! Hold on, Robin.
Alright, our first fight. I'm gonna skin you alive, Poochie. Yeah, it doesn't really compare. It's as bare bones as it looks. Oh, you're just gonna act as if nothing happened. Oh, yeah. Thank you, would have been nice. Frodo and friends make it out of Dodge and continue their journey to Bree to meet Gandalf. This next part, guys, let me tell you, it's just full of hijinks, shenanigans, twists and turns, heart-pounding battles. I mean, this game really stands out above the rest, especially in this section. After that amazing series of events, the gang comes across a mysterious tree and they suddenly come over all sleepy.
It's cool under the willows. Less flies.
I don't like this tree. I don't trust it.
Samwise Gamgee, you massive racist! What have you got against the tree folk? Look, Treebeard, I'm really sorry you had to hear that. Usually he's a really nice guy when he's not chopping people up and spreading them on his tulips. Look, I do apologise. He's my friend. I didn't know he felt that way, and I'm really sorry if you're offended with what he said. Why is it I always seem to forget you're an inanimate object? Here we have our first boss battle with Old Man Willow. Not much to it really. Dodges attacks, whacking with his stick, and eventually this guy shows up.
Old Man Willow! I know the rhyme for him. I'll chant his marrow cold if he don't behave himself. You let them out again, Old Man Willow. You should not be waking. Eat earth, drink water, go to sleep. Bombadil is talking.
Oh, please, God, no!
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Very much.
Yeah, thank you for saving us from having our hands impaled by these twigs.
Come now, and help Tom find lilies for fair Lady Goldberry. After that, we shall sit down to a table laden with cream, honeycomb, and white bread and butter.
What are we waiting for? The sooner we find lilies, the sooner we can eat.
Isn't it just a bit of a coincidence that Tom Bombadil just happens to be strolling past whilst the hobbits are all mysteriously unconscious? I think this was a setup, right? Because you see, Tom Bombadil, yeah, he's a man of the woods, yeah? So he's probably like really good friends of Old Man Willow. And these lilies that he talks about are probably like the key ingredient to the sleep powder that Old Man Willow uses to knock out the hobbits. Only Frodo was unaffected. So when Tom Bombadil came along right on cue, he had to give the secret code to Old Man Willow to abort the plan. So now he looks like a hero and he's gained the hobbits' trust. And then, right, Tom Bombadil invites the boys back to his shack in the woods. And on the way he says, right, let's gather up some more lilies, because everyone likes lilies, because then when he gets back he can grind them up and fucking slip some rape dust into their drinks, yeah? And he's so confident that he's going to be able to pull it off, yeah? That he even tells them what he's going to do, just in secret code. So he's like, yeah, let's go back and we'll have some of that honeycomb, yeah? That honeycomb, that sweet honeycomb is their arsehole, right? And he's gonna use the butter as lube, right? He's gonna fucking lube them up with the butter, right? And then he's gonna fill their sweet honeycomb with the cream, yeah, with the cream. And then he's gonna the bread, the white bread he uses here, is actually a pillow so that he can put over their heads. The boys rest up at Tom's gaff and meet his lovely wife, the Lady Goldberry, who sounds just a tad familiar.
Tom remembers the first raindrop, the first big people, and the first little people.
The time has come to say our farewells and carry on our journey to Bree. But first, another song from Tom. Hit it, Bombadil!
Oh, Tom Bombadil, oh, by water, wood and hill, by the reed and willow, by fire, sun and moon. Hearken now and hear us, come Tom Bombadil, for our need is near us.
The Danny DeVito tribute act finally arrive at Bree and check into the prancing pony.
Pleased to meet you. My name is Underhill.
Is this your first time in an inn, Mr. Underhill?
Aragorn! It's you! It's really you! Oh my god, it's been so long since I've seen anyone cool in this game. Seriously, I really miss Gandalf. As Frodo and Aragorn chit-chat, Pippin starts running his mouth to the local drunkards about Frodo's ring.
You'd better do something quick.
People of Bree, thank you for your gracious reception.
Let's have a song.
Wait, I'm getting to the good part.
Very well then. A song. There is an inn, a merry old inn, beneath an old grey hill. And there they make a stew so brown that the man in the moon himself flew down at night to eat his fill.
Where did he go? Sorcery!
Bah. Conjurer's trick, that's all.
I've yet to address the biggest issue of this game, so here it goes. The voice acting is just painful. Most of the performances are poor to average, but Frodo's voice actor is on a whole other level of awful. He's supposed to be singing here, but it barely sounds like he's trying to. The man behind the voice seems to get work. In a bunch of anime I haven't watched, so I can't really comment if he's good or bad in those. But it sounds like he's just turned up to the recording studio and just phoned it in. Call 0800 no fucks for all your lackluster voiceover needs.
What you did was worse than anything your friend could have said.
It was an accident.
See look, even Aragorn agrees with me. Speaking of which, we're now in control of the returning king. Merry seems to have gone walkies, so we must go and find him and this is just another fetch quest, right?
What do you want, Longshanks?
None of your concern, horse thief.
What? You gonna call me a horse thief?
I already have. Now be gone.
Sick, nasty bird, sick, nasty! So apparently there's a bounty on Frodo's head, and you gotta fend off a bunch of blokes dotted around Bree. And hey, we get an upgrade from Frodo's stick to a sword. But fighting with Aragorn doesn't feel that different from the combat with Frodo. Only now the enemies block way too often and take far too many hits to die. The most effective move you can do is this fancy stabbing malarkey. Get ready for a poking! We find Merry and gather materials to use as decoys when the Black Riders roll into town in search for the hobbits.
What a day this has been. I can barely keep my eyes open.
And this game can barely load itself.
Where will we go?
Toward Rivendell, but not by the main road.
I should have known. More shortcuts and long delays. The last time we tried that, we were almost eaten by a tree.
My shortcuts don't go wrong.
His shortcuts are going very wrong! No! Oh my god, werewolf rat things! Oh, goblins! Oh my god, cave trolls! Oh no, the Black Riders are back! Oh, Frodo's dead. Oh no, 2 cave trolls at the same time! This game is a wank stain on the heritage of Tolkien's work. It's the complete opposite of what makes Lord of the Rings so great. The world is bland and forgettable, the action and drama is comically watered down, and the characters are such bastardised planks of wood, they're hardly recognisable. Now I haven't actually read the books, but without having read a single page, I know none of this subpar nonsense is in a single paragraph. You know what? I'm going to prove this theory, so I'm going to have a wee look-see. Okay. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, then please like, comment and subscribe to my channel. I'd like to give a shout out to my buddy CJ over at What's With Games for helping me source the vocals that were used in this video's intro. He makes in-depth analysis videos about different aspects of video game design. Here is a video he did about stealth games, and it's a cracking watch. And if you like this video, you can check out another review I did about a game called Robin Hood's Quest. It sucks just as much as this game. As always, till next time, my preserves.